What is up? What is up, everybody? This is Mark the Mike, and it's another The Gamer Rage podcast by Red Cycling Inc. I'm Mark the Mike. I'm joined by my partner in crime, Tenacious T.
You know I'm in the building, baby. Let's do this.
And we're back. And we're back with Gamer Rage. We may do a little things a little differently, but we're back. So,
He's
before
being
we.
sympathetic to my cause, ladies and gentlemen. That's really what he
Yeah.
means by we're about to switch
So,
things up a little bit.
some of the things we're gonna change is the challenge mode, and we're gonna give it extensive time. So each challenge will probably be every 3 episodes, and then we'll probably give an update of the challenge within the episodes between.
Well, thank you.
There you go.
I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
We'll do that,
As
and yeah,
as you listeners know, I'm horrible at
yeah,
finishing anything when it comes to video games. But also, granted, what happened to me recently was like a lot of life was going on. You know what I mean? So it's like I appreciate your patience with me there, Merc, and
yeah.
you know what I mean. And hopefully, all the situation that I went through is all settled up now. We can get back to business.
Back
So
to back, yeah, back to business. It's not a thing, but it also gives you time to actually appreciate the game, not to rush the game, and you actually have time to actually take in the game as well.
yeah, experience it
Yeah,
because I love
exactly.
gaming, bro. I wouldn't have a video game podcast if I didn't enjoy video
Yeah.
games. You know.
So first thing, so that's the first thing I wanted to bring up is that we will probably change the challenge up a little bit, but first, we will talk, and we had a challenge with the last time we actually are on, and I changed yours to Star Wars Fallen Order. You had Yoshi
Yes.
Story, and I had Rainbow Six
Yes.
Vegas.
I'm gonna be honest. I probably would have finished Yoshi's story if you didn't switch it up on me, because I could have played it on the train. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but I wanted you to finish the Star Wars so you could try to play the new one, and that was the whole thing. So,
I know you played the new one, right?
yeah, it was really good, very very good. So
I definitely need to finish that because I need to play the new one. So
yeah, so my challenge with Rainbow Six, Vegas, I did get to play it, but the copy I had did not work. So I got like halfway through the game, and it kept like glitching on me, and kept like I think there were scratches on the disc, and I couldn't finish it.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, I was pretty like halfway through it.
I
It's
mean,
just the
Rainbow
fact that I
Six, bro.
couldn't play it on the Series X. That's why.
Rainbow Six is just the first shooter type of badass game. You know what I mean? It's what mid 2000s,
Early
and it's
2000s.
it's
Okay.
one of my favorite shooter games ever. And I know that me and you both reflected on how fun of a game it was. And
Yeah.
the point of the challenge, as much as it is to complete, it's also just to experience it and just you know have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the point. Playing video games shouldn't be work
Yeah. Should be fun.
unless I'm getting paid to do it.
Yeah. That's true. So yeah, that was my challenge. Your challenge was the Star Wars. But again, you probably get to it like that. So if we do the
I've
next
played half the
challenge,
game
we go
before,
fight
so
that.
I know the
Yeah.
game. You
There
know
you
what I
go.
mean?
It's a fun game. So this topic I thought about just doing just to have a shoot the shit kind of episode, and we could talk about anything pretty much. It's all game today because we didn't really have a topic, but we just had like ideas and stuff like that. So we could just throw those ideas and just make something happen. There's a lot of shit coming out this year, a lot,
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah. Well,
Um,
first and foremost, talk about the game that you keep trying to sell me on, so you can go and buy it yourself. Okay.
so it's not trying to sell you on it. I'm trying to make the right decision too. So, Madden 2004 came out Friday. I'm waiting for reviews. I maybe read 2 reviews from 2 different websites, and they kind of the things that I wanted to improve in the game, they pretty much shat on it and said they weren't approved. So I was a little disappointed, and I'm like, damn, I might not actually get this until it's on sale then, because I'm a little disappointed because again, I'm watching the preseason football. My Jets look like they're actually going to be good this year, so I was like, yeah, I'm actually excited to play the damn game, but too bad it's a bad game from what I'm hearing so far.
Well, the one. So I did buy uh Madden. And that was the first one since Gronk was on the cover that I bought.
Yeah, 16.
Because they're all the same, man. I'll be honest, they're all the fucking same. They ain't really too much improvements, but I went full in depth, like hardcore. Me and my brother. Shouts out to my brother. Playing Madden, and like that was also a commemorative one because John Madden recently passed
Yeah,
away
yeah,
last year. So I was like, this is like as a nod to him. Thank you. Let me hop in it. Me and my brother, we go full franchise mode, and we get pretty decently far, and then all of a sudden all of our stats disappear and all of
yeah,
our attributes and all the time that we fucking put in went to nothing. So we went back to basically being a fucking rookie, like in the playoffs. So like when we're busting it like fucking 89,
yeah,
running,
yeah, yeah.
and we go back to 76. You know what I mean? Which is we're still winning and stuff like that, but it just sucked.
You're
So I was
better.
like,
You gotta,
there was
you gotta repeat
it
it.
was like we're playing as halfback, and then all of a sudden our fucking character, our person that we created, ends up they change our position to fucking QB. I was just like, what kind of fucking glitches is going on? So it's like, all right, we delete it, restart it, do it again. Same thing happens. Like it happened 3 times on us, bro. And it's like to the point that we just gave up playing the game. So when you sent me a video and I was laughing, I was like, this guy is like, he, he, he wants me to go and buy it. So
So we
I'm
make the
watching the video.
we make the same bad decision. You see, we do it
Of
together.
course, of course. I mean, we in it together, brother. You know what I mean? I got you. And I'm watching this video. I'm on the toilet, of course. That's the office.
Yes.
And I'm watching this video, and it's like all the highlights of everything that is great that they
Yeah.
amplified and that they did this and did that. They changed more realistic lines and like the training mode and the 3-on-3 and it's cross platform. I'm like, yeah, all right, you're selling me. And then it's the disclaimer at the end. Of course, these games are prone for glitches, so just of course you save that to the fucking end. And that was my
Mhm.
only gripe with the last one is the glitches. Everything
Yeah.
else was dope. You know what I mean? It's like until they fixed the glitch problem that was detrimental to my gameplay, like I can't like invest
Yeah, I
my
got
time. You know what I mean? Like I put so much time into that shit, man. Like I really did. We broke every single record known to man
you.
in the game. We were killing it. We're
Yeah.
talking running, passing, touchdowns, and we were a fucking halfback.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And it's like until it comes out, and I start reading forums and stuff like that, like Reddit and stuff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I hear people's reviews on it, like real reviews. Like that's what's gonna make my decision
Yeah.
for buying that.
Yeah. I've been watching videos. I'm waiting for more reviews, but I'm so skeptical with it because of the last years, and I'm just like,
Who's on the cover?
Josh Allen.
Okay, that means he's gonna get hurt.
Yes. Go
No, I
Jets.
like the Bills, bro. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, but like if there's a New
Yeah.
York team that I root for the Bills, and I do also root for the Jets as well.
Yes. I want my Jets to do somewhat good.
And this season, man, we got a showdown.
Yeah.
Eagles and the Jets, baby.
Yeah. Definitely gonna try to get tickets for that game.
Hey, listen, man, I'll
Yeah.
go and go to the fucking bleeds. I don't care. I've never been to a
Yeah.
football game before.
That'll be a decision to make. There's a lot of other games that came out. I've been trying to play as much as I can, but I only have enough time. But I recently finished this game, Final Fantasy 16. That was an amazing game. Very Game of Thrones kind of story. Had like a crazy like if you watch Game of Thrones, it had a very similar story to that, but the demons that you turn into and shit are fucking crazy. It was such a beautiful game. The one I'm looking forward to the most. There's two games I'm looking forward to the most, which is one is Spider-Man 2. I think everyone's looking
Which is
forward to that
probably
one.
going to be like the most bought game. It's probably going to be impossible to find a physical copy.
Nah, you don't know why? Because the first one sold so fast and so much so fast, they definitely gonna have extra copies of that.
I hope so,
They
because
they
that is a
Sony
game that I
yeah
will buy as soon as it drops.
Yes, like Sony prepares for that game. That game is gonna be really big because the first Spider-Man is it was the fastest selling Sony product in history.
What
So that
the first one? Well,
yeah
that was the first. That was the first real Spider-Man game we ever had.
yeah.
You know.
So the second one's gonna be even bigger, and it looks amazing. From what I've seen from the trailers and everything like that. I still don't like the new face that they gave Parker, but other than that, I really liked it. Can he
I
look
mean,
like Michael
everything that I've
Sarah
seen.
now? Looks a
I
little
mean,
like
Michael Sarah could be a Peter Parker. You know what I mean?
no, thank
No, thank you. He's Scott Pilgrim
you.
already.
Exactly, keep him there. But Spider-Man 2 comes out October. It was right like 2 months ago, 2 months away. So very excited to see that. That's coming out. There's a game called
I'm
go
very
ahead.
excited for that.
Yeah.
So
There's a game called Starfield, which I'm planning to play next. I think it comes out in 2 weeks. That's kind of like Skyrim in space, and it's gonna be like a lot of exploration and things like that. I'm looking forward to that. It's on the Xbox Series X. I definitely will. It's on Game Pass, so I don't have to pay for it. So definitely
yeah,
downloading it
good
and
for
trying
you.
it out. So that's something that I'm also looking forward to playing. And then there's this game. I've probably told you bits and pieces about these games, but never like showed fully of it. But I'm really big into the Yakuza series from Sega. Um, they have a new game coming out called Like a Dragon, the man who erased his name, and I'm so excited for that fucking game.
Yeah,
Um,
man. If you're excited, I'm excited for you, bro.
it's a very like Japanese Yakuza drama game, but they actually have like a big sense of humor to it and makes people laugh and shit like that. You could like karaoke in the game and dumb shit like that, play arcades in the game and shit. But it actually has a full vast storyline and stuff. But I'm very big in those games, so those are like the main three I'm looking forward to. I've been telling you about Jedi
Recently.
Survivor.
Oh well, yeah. Well, continue. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was telling you about Jedi Survivor, and I've been wanting you to play that. Well, you got to play the first one though, but Survivor was really good. What you were saying?
I'm gonna have to fucking plug in my PlayStation and start. I just moved recently, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
and I boxed everything up. Everything is out now. I got my display case of all my consoles, which it's pretty dope. As we're talking, I'm dusting them.
Yeah.
But in recent news, one of the games that I was excited for, I think got pushed back now, which is Alan Wake 2.
It got pushed back a week. It didn't get pushed back that
Oh, a
much.
week? I thought it got pushed back like a year or
Nah,
so.
only a week. Yeah.
So like I'm excited for that game because
I don't
that's one of
remember
my
the first one
all-time
that
favorite
much.
games.
Yeah.
What's up?
I don't remember the first one that much. So
Oh,
describe
the
the
first one
first
I
one.
remember it like the back of my hand, man. It's like that was a full-blown horror story. You know what I mean? Like it really felt like The Ring mixed with like with some like demon
Yeah.
ghostly type stuff. You know what I mean? And it was like I can see the scenes. I can see all the flashbacks of like the
Yeah.
murders and stuff like that. And it was it's one of my all-time favorite games. And when I get invested in a video game, like I play that shit until I can't
Yeah.
play it anymore. You know what I mean? And that was one of those games. It took me 3 days. I did nothing but sit on my bed and just play it. You
Yeah.
know. And this is when I think this is like right before the Xbox One came out.
Yeah. Okay.
I think yeah, and I bought the Elite 360 just
Yeah.
because it was so cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I bought that, and that was one of the games I was talking to the guy. I'm like, yo, I'm a story game. Like I like story games. You know what I mean? So it's like he's like, yo, you like horror? I'm like, yo, I love horror. He's like, this is the game for you, man. It's like I
Yeah.
played that. I played Ghostbusters. I played BioShock, which I love BioShocks. I
Yeah.
just never played the third BioShock.
But that one was
Um,
pretty good.
well, that one's in air.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, you know, like those games, like I was hooked in
Yeah.
to the point like nobody saw me. But then again, I also had a different schedule. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I worked early morning. I started at 4:30 in the morning. I was done by 12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I had the whole day to do things. So I would just sit at the edge of my bed and just play for hours. So like Alan Wake 2, I'm very excited for it because when that game comes out, I will dive in head first and I will give a full blown review of that.
Do you think you will go through the first one again?
I mean, I do have my Xbox 360 right
Well, they
here.
have the remaster version on PC, PS5 and PS4.
I'd be intrigued to do it because, like, I really think it's only like 10 hours of gameplay. You know what I mean? Which ain't really
Mm,
that much
yeah.
in all reality.
I've never played it, so I'm not sure how long the gameplay is. I remember
I
trying to get into it, like going to play it and shit like that, and I just always forgot that I had it there and shit. Like I downloaded it on, I had the remaster one on my PlayStation 5. I just haven't touched it yet.
I highly suggest if you. I know you're a story game person as well. I mean,
Yeah,
you're all over the spectrum when it comes to video games. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I like
And
everything. I
you're
like
actually very talented and catch patterns better than I do. I'm a habitual button pusher.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, Alan Wake to me is the definition of a story game. You
Okay.
know what I mean? It plays well. I'm intrigued to see what the remastered look like because I mean it looks good on the Xbox 360, but a
Yeah,
remastered version would probably be like the way like Resident Evil played for the remastered ones. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you still had the same feel of the game, but it was just like nowadays graphics.
yeah.
I feel like you would really like that game.
All right, I have it on my system. I definitely will take a chance on it.
I also at that time I remember I bought Lost Planet, the first Lost Planet game as well.
I remember Lost Planet. I actually liked Lost Planet. The Lost Planet 2, I think, was my favorite one.
Yeah, Lost Planet 2 was good. They made four of them, right? I think
3.
three of them. Yeah, I never played the third one, but yeah, Lost
Yeah.
Planet like I that was another story mode game that I enjoyed
Yeah.
as well.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I highly recommend in your free time before this game comes out
Yeah.
that you dive down into it. Maybe like we do that together, you know, type of thing. Well, I do it here, you do it there, because it's definitely a game that I love.
Okay.
So
We can.
like I
Listen.
will definitely you know dive down into that,
Yeah.
and it'll give you a perspective of it, and maybe you'll be intrigued to play the new one.
Yeah, I think it comes out the end of October, so
Got some time.
they backed it up because they have this, like, October is full, and it was coming out the same week as Spider Man. They were
Yeah,
like, you
well,
know what? Let's
you
delay it
don't
two
do that.
weeks. They were like, let's delay it 2 weeks, and then let
I would
people play
delay it.
Spider Man.
If that's the case, I would delay it like a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Let people play Spider Man.
exactly. Because
but
everybody, yeah, that game just looks phenomenal, though.
from
Spider-Man. So
what I've seen from part two, it got me intrigued because the gameplay looks different. It doesn't look the same as the older one of what I watched. It looks more similar to like Last of Us kind of gameplay, and I was like, huh, all right, I can see this. And then I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at how the story plays and how it interacts and stuff like that. And it looks really pretty. So I'm like, all right, there's a chance I will play it. I gotta play the first one first because I'd never played the first one. It was something. It's funny is the fact that I think that was a free game I got off of 362 of Alan Wake, and I just never fucking got the chance to play it.
it's a very good game, man. It
Yeah,
really is. Like, if you like horror movies and you like, I feel like Jackie would like it.
she's actually looking forward to the second one. Like she
Does
saw the
she play the
gameplay and
first
stuff.
one?
I'm not sure, and I even told her that you should check out the first one because you might like it. If you like that one, then the second one is coming out soon.
Yeah, because I know Jackie likes horror movies
But
and stuff
she's
like
also
that. So
very big into Spider-Man, so she's looking for that too. So me and her are gonna be
yeah,
like trading blows over who's playing it first, kind of thing.
like Jackie, you sleep. I want to play at work.
Yeah. So what we had an agreement, like, I get it after 3 a.m. So anytime after 3 a.m. that's fine.
Hey, listen, man, compromise. That's what
Yeah.
keeps the relationship alive. And the fact that you guys are both are gamers, that's magical,
She
bro.
loves
And that's a
Spider-Man.
rare thing. No,
Jackie loves
just like
Spider-Man. Yeah.
the fact that she likes video games in
Yeah.
general
Yeah.
is dope. You
She
know what I
likes a
mean?
lot of. She goes to like a lot of the indie titles, but she played Spider-Man. Spider-Man is like one of her favorites. She's playing this game called Oxenfree 1 and 2. She played one. She's playing two now. I got it when I actually. So for my birthday, a lot of people gave me gift cards and PlayStation cards. So I built up like about almost $350 in like PlayStation money, and
Spoiled.
so I bought, like, again, if you go into my system, my PlayStation system, I have Spider Man already bought. I have the Man with No Name already bought. I had Final Fantasy 16. I got Jackie the Oxenfree too, and then I got a couple other, like, I still have like $80 still on there. So I'm
Yeah, buy yourself a new hard drive.
I do. I have it. SD. I got bought my SD card, so that's the reason why I'm able to download all these games at once.
Every
Yeah,
everything that you just said, I'm just like, wow, that's a
yeah,
lot of fucking terabytes right there,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
You need
yeah.
like a million terabytes.
Dude, I have like 350 games on my fucking PlayStation. I don't know
You
how
you
I
know
have
what?
that many.
So like now thinking back right now
Yeah,
because like we were just talking about Alan Wake now because this is just a shoot the shit episode kind of thing. You know what I mean? What game do you feel like that came out within like I don't know the last 10 years that you feel like you should have played and never played?
I should have played and never played.
Yeah, because I'm like
So
thinking about it, like I'm looking at my Xbox One, right?
yeah,
And the only game I played on it was Quantum Break,
that
and
was pretty good.
that game is phenomenal, and
Yeah,
they
that was
should come
pretty
out with
good.
a second one. They should come out with a second one.
I think they closed
But
that studio. That's why they hasn't got a
yeah,
sequel.
yeah, no, I feel you, and like that studio killed it because they did live actors. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? What's his face from Game of
Iceman.
Thrones
Yeah,
is in it.
Iceman is in it too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Iceman is definitely in it. But I was like thinking, I was just like, I'm looking at it as we're talking because it's just sitting here, and I'm like, I got to go dust it in like
Yeah.
a minute or two after we're done casting.
So a
But I was like, yo, like
game.
I grew up playing Doom, and I owned the new Doom, and I've never fucking played it.
So okay, there you go. I have Doom and Doom Eternal. I had never touched it. I
Yeah,
have
it's
probably
like
played. I probably played like 20 minutes of Doom
I
Eternal,
played seven
and then never
minutes,
went back. And never went back to it.
and it's like I'm sitting here baffled. I'm thinking like. I love the Doom games. I love Duke Nukem. I loved Quake. I love like all those kind of games
Yeah.
growing up. You know what I mean? It's like, why the hell have I not played Doom?
It's also like depending on what came out during the same time.
Yeah.
And there's a big chance that another game came out that was more important that I wanted to play that came out at the same time, and I'm not just getting that one as well. So then my time went straight to the other game, and then I forgot
Nah,
about Doom. To
I
this
feel
day,
you.
like I just remembered I bought Doom Eternal. I have Doom Eternal on my system. And I was like, I should play this one day.
It's like, have you ever tried the VR one?
Nah, cause I don't have the VR.
Neither do I. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like
I,
I
I
feel
I'm
like that
not
would be fun.
I'm not crazy about VR shit. I'm not crazy about shit on my head.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I went shout out to my boy JP. I went to
Yeah.
his house one time and he had the VR
Nice.
and or Oculus, whatever the fuck
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was. And they had to jump out of an airplane. It's like I'm like I'm all right, bro. It's like I'm
yeah.
sitting there playing basketball and I'm doing like 3-point shoot contests and like jump in the air and I fucking hit my hand on the ceiling and fucking you know what I mean? Like he had like a small apartment. I was like, this virtual reality thing, if you don't have the space to do it, don't fucking play it. You know what I mean? Like
It's
you end
like
up breaking
it's
something
like the Wii when it first came out, and people getting black eyes because everyone like standing next to each other.
and breaking their televisions by letting
Yeah,
go of the damn fucking
yeah.
remote.
So yeah, I'll say Doom because Doom is a game that I bought and have never touched. I'll say that. What was another game that I bought and never. Well, Cyberpunk is because it was really bad when it first came out, but they
Yeah,
improved it.
you just started that again,
I
right?
just restarted that again, but I have not gone back to it because I just can't get into it. Like I'm trying my best to get into the story, but that cliche that story part that just hooks me has not hooked me yet. So I'm gonna go back on it, but
I
right
mean, has
now it's a
Keanu Reeves
weird
popped
time.
up in it yet?
Not yet. Because right now there's a lot of shit coming out and there's a lot of things that I want to play. So like I have the Diablo 4 that I'm still kind of going through. I'm trying to platinum Final Fantasy 16, but I haven't got back to it yet. Um, that Starfield comes out in 2 weeks, which that probably take over someone's life because it's Skyrim in space. If you ever play Skyrim, if you know about Skyrim, it's a lot of game. It's a
I
whole lot of
never
game.
played it.
It's a
Never played it.
game that you kind of. So Skyrim is you're Dragonborn and you're in this world that you kind of have to discover more of the Dragonborns and these dragons are taking over and shit like that. And you kind of have like it's an open world, wide world, and you could like become a. They have like this brotherhood of dead and thief guild and strong guild and you can join guilds, you join schools. There's a lot of shit to do and there's missions everywhere and there's a lot of things to discover and a lot of dungeons to go through and all that shit. So it's a lot of games. So what it's gonna be, but in space.
Sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That sounds like that's like 6, 7 months of my life right there.
See, I don't mind. See, if as long as it has a story that I could get into, I don't mind the long game. I really don't, because the God of War, I played every ounce of that fucking game. Spider-Man, I went through that every single piece of that game. It's like I don't mind the longer games like that, even though those were not long. Like Final Fantasy 16, I went through. Well, I played like 70 hours of that game.
So that sounds a lot. Unless you have like not me, I don't have a spare 70
Yeah.
hours. You know what I mean? So
Luckily, I play on my tablet. Like that's the big thing. Also, is the fact that I play the PlayStation 5 on my tablet. So that's giving me the time to actually play a game and still like go through a couple stages here and there and stuff like that. Because if I didn't have that time, I'll still probably still be playing Final Fantasy 16 still.
that's why I firmly believe that Xbox and the PlayStation should come out with another handheld, bro.
They
You
are.
know what I mean? I know. I heard about that, and that's where I was tying that into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have no clue what their plans are, but I did hear that PlayStation is making another handheld.
Yeah, it looks like
Which
the
was the last
phone.
one? The PSP?
It's like the phone. Yeah. So what they're making is similar to when you know how the guys play with the phone on at work.
Yeah.
It's gonna look similar to that with a bigger screen. So it's gonna have like the OLED size screen, but in two controls on the side.
Okay. I mean that's dope.
Yeah.
That would save my life when it comes to
Yeah,
playing video
and
games with.
and you could just play your PS5 games on it. Like there's no limitation. You can play your whole PS5 game on it.
Yeah, so I can fucking play, finally finish up Harry Potter. You know,
There you
not
go.
even Harry Potter, fucking Hogwarts Legacy,
There you go. That's
which
the
I
other
haven't
game.
played
You haven't touched
since I
that either.
haven't, bro. I
Yeah.
haven't played a single video game since I moved, man.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as I moved, I went straight to vacation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I literally had like 3 weeks to unpack, get my shit ready, and I just went back on vacation. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like it's been a tough couple of months for me to play a video game.
Yeah.
And shouts out to my boy Mike Wazowski in North Carolina. I found out this time around because he was one of our first times hanging out. Like our game was Gears of War.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when I first met him, he had like the biggest, dopest television I've ever seen in my entire life. And like that was our thing. We
Yeah.
played Gears of War. So I've been bugging him to play the fifth one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I played the fourth one like a couple of visits ago, and I'm sitting here wondering why he does not want to play the fifth one. And then I come to find out that he fucking played it without me, and I'm pissed. And I own the damn game, and I'm sitting
Yeah.
here sitting on it like I could have been played it, but it's not fun without him. It's
Yeah.
like that's our game, and like once he told me, like it shattered my heart.
You
I
cheated
was like,
on
how
me.
dare you cut me deeper than anybody ever has in my life.
That's something we could actually do too. Like if you once you get you hooked up on like if you get your system hooked up on TV and shit like that and go on Twitch and shit, we could co-stream shit and actually do it online and just talk shit on throughout and it still goes through
They
the
they
game.
the people out there don't want me talking shit. I tell you that. Me and you together, no, it would be a problem. In order for me to do that, I think I'm gonna have to get my own PlayStation 5
Yeah.
because the one that's in the living room is my brother's, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. I don't want to do anything to jeopardize that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So because I'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah. So one
But,
day.
yeah, but no, I'm definitely down for that because everybody go and check out the Shell Shock cast. You mentioned that Shredder's Revenge is getting a DLC.
Yes, it's getting Usagi and Karai and the DLC. I'm excited.
That is a game that I enjoyed playing with you. Me and you had the idea of running through all the Ninja Turtle games.
Yes.
The ones that are co-op anyway, like Turtles in Time,
Yeah.
fucking Hyperstone Heights, you know what I mean, stuff like that. And Shredder's Revenge is a game in recent time that I had the pleasure of playing with you, and we had fun. So,
Yeah.
have the DLC, which is you said it was like $7.
Yeah.
Uh, that'll be a fun thing to dive down into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And well, I can figure out the Twitch thing on my own and
Yeah.
figure
I
out
can show
how
you
to.
how to do it.
how to cross platform even, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
say we did Madden. Hypothetically we did Madden.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like I could play you on a PlayStation, you can play me on the fucking Xbox, which I think is dope. And I
yeah,
think that's a smart idea. Like that is good business right there.
yeah. It took PlayStation a lot to do it. They're the only ones that didn't want to do it.
I believe it. They like to corner their market. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Now
but
Spider-Man is going out on both platforms, right?
no, it's only place. It's a Sony exclusive.
See? That's what I wanted to hear
Yeah,
because I would have been mad if it went to the Xbox. You know what I mean?
poor Xbox people.
I know. No, I never hear anybody talk about the Xbox ever. Like
Yeah,
everybody's like, "Yo, you got PlayStation 5?" I'm like, "Yeah."
you're gonna
And
start
nobody
hearing
ever
it
asks
with
if I got the
Starfield.
Xbox.
Starfield's gonna be a big game for it.
I also heard that Nintendo's coming out with another console soon.
Yes, they saying they probably had the first talk. They'll probably announce it sometime early next year.
Okay. I mean that's
They
just
need it.
stuff to look out for. Like a physical copy or another handheld.
It's gonna be very similar to the Switch.
All right.
I
That's
don't see them
another
going away from that handheld market. Like, I think that's what makes the Switch so popular too, is the fact that you can play and go. And I think Nintendo's gonna keep that as a base model. They just gotta kind of catch up with the graphics. That's the thing. Like, their graphics are not. They do what they do. They do what they can for what they have, and they do find ways to make it look pretty. But imagine like fucking Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on PlayStation 5. That shit will look fucking intense. So
Yeah, no, I feel you.
they're dated with their graphics, and then you also have the new Mario coming out, Mario Wonder, which I'm actually really excited for it because
Man, I still
elephant,
gotta finish Galaxy.
there's an elephant Mario.
I still gotta
Yeah,
finish Galaxy, and it's like
yeah,
you have my Galaxy,
yeah. I
so
gotta
it's
get
like
back to you. I haven't.
it's. I mean, obviously I'm not in a rush,
Yeah,
but
Odyssey.
anytime you want, to,
Yeah,
yeah, Odyssey, like Galaxy, yeah, Galaxy's for the Wii.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's like I literally feel like the Switch just came out. I know it's been like 5 years, 6 years, and stuff like that, but
yeah,
it's like I feel like it just came out.
yeah. It just came out, but again, like even Nintendo when they first come out with systems, they're still dated. They're not as like high graphics as the other ones. So they always like they're always a few steps back, but they know how to make their games. So their games are at least consistent with what their system is.
I just wish they made more games than just fucking Mario, man. It's like Mario everything.
Oh, you could get Red Dead Redemption on your Switch now.
I've never played Red Dead Redemption before.
That's a good one. It's a good game. If you never played the game, I recommend trying. If you like Grand Theft Auto, it's Wild Wild West with Grand Theft Auto.
I know. I remember watching my boy JB. Shout out to JB. I remember him playing it, and
Yeah.
it just was like the whole trotting on a horse thing. It just reminded me of Assassin's Creed, the first one, where you just have to travel fucking forever.
But you could tie people to your horse and put them in the railroad too.
I mean, that's fun. I feel like that's all I would do.
What are you doing? I don't see
Just
how many
dragging.
people I can find fit on this
This
railroad.
guy was talking shit, and I dragged him onto the railroad tracks, and he got ran over by a train. Man, it's like
And I
should have been
watched it.
talking shit.
And I watched it happen. Yeah.
What else is going on in the video game universe? Also, we mentioned on the Shell Shock of the Last Ronin.
Yes, that was
Um,
THQ Nordica is doing the Last Ronin game, which is being made by this company called Black Forest Games. They are popular for the remaster of Destroy All Humans, and a lot of those dudes also worked on this game called Shadow of Mordor, which was Lord of the Rings kind of Assassin's Creed style game.
well, like I said on Shell Shock, with the title of Mordor,
Yeah.
that's Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
But that was actually a pretty dope game. So if anything, if you actually see it on like any market, and it's not that expensive. I think you'll like it. But I'm excited to see where it goes. And THQ is not the big company it used to be. It's very independent now. So you're not gonna get probably like the cleanest graphics and shit like that. Look at the AW game is not the best looking game, but they look like they're actually putting money behind it, and They also have a lot of the original creators are all on that game as well. And also the artists of the game, all the artists of the comic is part of the game as well. So I have good expectations for it.
Well, the fact that the last Ronin made that much of an impact to get a fucking game, I think is dope. And
I think
I'm intrigued to see where that game takes it, like
yeah.
where it's going to be storyline wise. You know?
I think Last Ronin by far is probably one of the best written turtle storylines in a long time.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Hands
I know
down.
you. I know you dive down into the
Yeah.
IDW one.
There's some really good ones, but that one I will say that one left me emotional. That one left me like, oh shit. I almost fucking when me and you read the second issue, you were like, come on, and
I'm,
shit like that.
I'm at work tearing up. He's
Yeah,
like, "You all right?" I'm like, "He just died."
yeah.
It's like,
But when something when a comic or anything like that could get you that emotionally attached to it and then get you like that, that means it's good. It's well written. It's written smartly. It's written with care to the property, but also care to the fans base beyond that and stuff like that. So I am excited to see where that game goes because I think it could be amazing if they do it right. I'll say look at games like Ghost of Tsushima, just how that gameplay style is, I think that could work so good with turtles. Just the fact that so in Ghost of Tsushima you're a samurai, but you could change your stance on sight. So if you have a upper hand stance, you can change it to the moon stance within just a button. So you could combine combine those move sets together. So imagine you're using the swords and you press left and you pull out the side then you press right, you pull out the fucking bow staff, and then you can pull out the nunchuck, and then the kuchakus and all that shit. I think you could do crazy shit with that.
yeah, no, I feel you.
So it has potential. I want to see it. Um, what is a game? All right.
Okay. Yeah.
So we kind of talked about this earlier today, and I was like, your rentals, like your back in the day when you rented something. What was probably the worst rental that when you got home you were so mad that you got that game?
Um. Well, let me just give you a little backstory. I grew up in a town called Rocky Point, and they had this little mom and pop store. It's like there
Okay.
was this young dude that that like opened up a store down like the strip of Broadway in Rocky
Yeah.
Point, and like for some reason none of these stores would ever last. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would go in there and it's like you rent certain amount of videos, video games. It's a strictly video game store. It's not like movies or anything.
Yeah.
And like you rented a certain amount and then you get a free game or you what you call it I got sidetracked. Sriracha was just texting me.
Okay.
Um, what you call it or you play like a pinball, and if you get
Okay.
like the high score, you would rent the game. But that question when you brought that up brought me right back to that place,
Yeah.
and I remembered this back when the time when Xbox just first came out, and I was at my cousin's house, and like we not when Xbox first came out. Xbox, I mean PlayStation 2 was out
Okay.
at this time, and GTA 3 is like the hottest thing in the world. And like this store, like you got to rent like the first like GTA and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we rented the first GTA for Xbox, and I was like, this game fucking
Ah.
sucks so bad. That's like I got so hooked to like the PlayStation 2 GTA 3. I thought it was going to be the same thing, and
Yeah.
it's like it's not at all.
No,
And it
it's
was like
like top.
dramatically
Yeah.
bad, and it's like that was the worst thing to do was go backwards when like one of the most revolutionized games ever just came out. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like so like that was definitely one of those moments in time where I was truly disappointed
Yeah.
in a game. You know what I mean?
Shit. Yeah, it's so different. There was like a helicopter view, and you're like this little sprite, and you still kill people and fucking steal cars and shit, but you don't really see it. You just a little sprite that's stealing shit. Um,
Yeah, and it's like helicopter mode and stuff like
yeah,
that.
it's
And
in
it's like
helicopter view. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's fucking stupid, man. It's like that was like when before we started this and you brought up that idea, I instantly went to that moment in
Yeah.
time where it's like, how dare you? It's like, how dare you even get this game? Like, I was never like I never really played. Anybody that's ever listened to our cast, like I didn't grow up with consoles. Like I
Yeah.
had the N64 when it first came out, but I always went
Yeah.
to other people's houses. And it's like the first time playing the Xbox, like the original
Yeah.
Xbox. I'm like, this is gonna be dope. I got we rented a GTA game from this little store, and it's like, I mean, I want my money back.
Yeah.
I don't even need to be cross honored for like renting a game again. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'll get rid of that real fast. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was definitely one time, and that will always be ranked at my number one most disappointing rental
That
that
was
I've ever had in
yeah,
my
I
life.
can see it, especially going from playing 3. If you never played 3,
Exactly.
I think you would have liked it more. But the fact that you played 3 and then went back to that is like, damn, why?
Because like I'm like, I'm so happy for the advancement that PlayStation 2 did. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, thank you, PlayStation 2,
Yeah.
because because that those first two GTA's, like even the second one, that shit was trash, bro. It's like it's not good.
Yeah.
Like you go back and play that now, it's like playing Twisted Metal 1. Like
Yeah.
nobody on this planet would go back and play Twisted Metal 1. You'll
It's
play
just so
three,
dark.
4. Yeah, bro, and then trying to play it on like a big screen
Yeah.
TV and you're just bumping up against the wall because you can't fucking move. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like it was, but yeah, no, that was definitely my most regrettable rental
Regrettable
that I
rental.
ever had.
Yeah. What was mine?
But what about you? What would
There
what
was this
what what
game.
what, what grinds your gears?
All right. Yeah. So there was this game that the fucking. So I think it was when I was working in Blockbuster. They were hyping it up on the TV screen all the time. Um, they were just like, oh, this game's coming out. It's gonna be this new kind of style. I can't think of the name. I think it was Distorto or something like that. It was a really fucking bad game. But Blockbuster was like really fucking advertising it all the fucking time, and it was just like it was like a dude had like a cowboy hat. He had two shotguns, and you're supposed to like go through these things. And when I played it, that game glitched so fucking much. It was not even playable. Like I was trying to climb a ladder, and I fucking kept going back down for no fucking reason. It was just a really broken game, and what bothered me the most is the fact that the fucking store was promoting it on the TV screen. I'm supposed to sell that shit. I'm like, yo, that's just a piece of shit. I ain't selling that shit. But it goes into that because I worked behind the scenes. I worked in the video store. I worked in Blockbuster. I worked in a neighborhood one too. So I know the style of both kind of places. But that game was fucking terrible. If I get the name of it, I'll write it in the thing. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I just remember playing it, and I remember being pissed the fuck off when I played it.
Isn't that the worst? Like you got the high hopes and it's just like fuck, I fucking hate this shit. It's like
Like,
so
especially if
like
you had to travel to fucking there and come back, and then you play a disappointing ass game. That's fucking it piss you off.
yeah, no, I agree 100%. It's like I forget there was another game that I just had it in my head and just went out of my database because Jeremy's texting me right now about
you know what it's
us.
about?
Ah, nah, man, fuck,
What
I
system?
forget. Um, damn. I don't know, man. I don't even want to even think about it. It's like I can't. Like like my brain just went sideways. Like
It's
Jeremy was
okay.
just asking me a whole bunch of questions as I'm trying to cast with you right
Yeah.
now, and yeah,
All right. So
which involves you. So it's
yeah.
like I'm trying to talk to him and talk to you at the same time, trying to multitask, and that's not good. So
So
let me get back to the
the
matter
last
at play.
question that we'll do with this whole rental thing. What was the game you rented the most?
It was No Mercy,
No mercy.
definitely. Yeah, because the store had that game. I rented that a lot. I just kept going back to that. That and WrestleMania 2000, I think, like was those games that I didn't have that I just kept going back and just renting it. The guy was like, "Yo, just buy it, bro."
Yeah.
With the amount of money that I'm like, "Yeah, but I can get a free rental in
Yeah.
two more times." You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I'm almost there, and it's like I'm trying to play pinball and fucking trying to win some free things. I think that was probably like my number one rental that I did. And then also Need for Speed Hot Pursuit
That
2.
was a good one.
I thought that game was what you call it, one of those dope ass games because like Need for Speed 1 was fun, but
Yeah.
like Need for Speed 2, you're getting chased by the helicopter and the
Yeah.
helicopter's bumping into you and you're fucking, cops are trying to ram you off the wall. And it's not like the nowadays kind of feel of like, like Midnight Run. I think
Midnight
that's
Club?
Need for Speed, right? Midnight
No.
Club, where that's more of like an open world.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
Rockstar.
Yeah, but it's still Need for Speed.
No,
Um,
it's Rockstar. It's Midnight Club.
yeah, but I thought it was Need for Speed Midnight Club.
No, they're two separate games. Need for Speed is
I
a
don't know.
EA
Those
product.
racing games blend together
Yeah,
after a
yeah.
while. I mean, if it ain't fucking
But I know what you're talking about. Like a lot of those games started becoming open world that you had to go and find races and shit like that. This one
yeah,
was just
but
mainly like you're getting away from the cops and shit.
yeah, so like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 had like a road rash kind of feel to it. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Where
it was
you're
more
you're
arcadey.
just trying to get rid of shit, and like that was another game that I rented. I
Yeah,
rented a lot as well. You know what I mean? And I actually had a broken down PlayStation that I found at a thrift store
yeah,
that didn't play DVDs and stuff like that, and I played that, and like I have fond memories of that, as well as like I said, No Mercy, because the store had like a lot of things. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And like I miss those mom and pop stores. They all got like ran out, man. It's
yeah.
like
Once the VHS and DVD market, once the streaming services started happening, like now people were not going to those stores, which I
that's what I
think,
love about Game On.
huh?
That's what I love about Game On. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like you get that feel of a place like that.
I think if someone will start it now and actually like get back in that mentality of renting something and coming for the conversation and what you recommend and things like that, I think you could get something going with that because I think that was one of the big things about a video store and going to rent something is you can ask opinion and you could discuss things and you could oh, you like this one, how you like this one, how you like this, how you like that. You know how many fucking like friends I made off of just having conversations about movies and recommendations and things like that because they liked my recommendations, so they will come back and ask and things like that. So I think nowadays you can do it. It has to be a different kind of style of things so you can make money off of it, but it's something that I think could possibly be done nowadays.
Yeah, I feel you, man. My
Yeah.
bad. My headphones went off. The pup just kissed me and
No
turned my
worries.
headphones off.
No worries.
She wanted to be a guest on the cast.
Yeah, I love beta. Um,
Little Vader.
I think the game I rented the most was Mega Man X2.
Okay.
I finished that
I
game like
remember
so
I
many
played that a
times.
couple of times.
I love that game. That's one of my favorite Mega Man. So I rented that game to death. The other one I rented a lot that I didn't own, like my mom didn't want to get me it, so if I can own, was Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 2.
Okay.
I rented
I
that so many times.
Yeah, you want to know what's funny? I know you hate this game, but I rented fucking Sonic Spinball a
Yeah,
lot
you did.
too.
I should make you play that
I
game.
I love it, bro. This game is amazing.
No, it's not.
Top, in the
It's
words of
trash.
Jeremy, in the words of Sriracha, top 5 greatest games ever. You know what I mean? Like, which
If
he never said that.
Yeah, if he
Always
said that, I'll
bullshit.
lose all, all respect. I'm like,
Jeremy's
that is
actually
it.
Jerry plays a decent amount of games, and we
Yeah,
should get him on the cast one of these
yeah,
days because,
yeah,
like, I'm pretty sure we would have a very good conversation.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, right now,
Because he's into like the man of, like the all the God of War and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that, and
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm trying to think also, like, I also rented Mario All Stars a bunch of times, and you can never go wrong with Mario All
No,
Stars,
you
man.
got if you got 4 games in one. If you got the Super Mario World one, then you got 5 games in one.
Yeah, now this is before that one came out.
Yeah,
You know what I
so
mean? This is
the
like
main
the
one.
beginning of it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which they switched the graphics up, which we all,
I
that's why I
appreciate it.
like that's why I like the solid form of the games for Nintendo, where you can
Yeah,
actually slide it in and get the original feel of it.
yeah,
Because like the remastered one. Don't get me wrong, it's fun and it's cool, but it's like it's not the real one. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I remember doing that. I think oh my god, I used to do Nightmare on Elm Street as well, and
Yeah.
I can just never get the fucking game. And check out our previous cast because
Yeah.
when I had you play the game,
Yeah.
it's like I needed to live vicariously through you.
Yeah, I
You know what I
finished
mean?
the
Like
game with my friends. So I remember so this is something of the memory of renting games and shit. My mom used to let me rent a game, and I used to stay over at my friend's house, and that's how we used to beat him. So like Battletoads, me and him fucking played all night to fucking finish that game because the NES didn't have fucking save, so you had to play. If you did not play, you're not gonna finish it. And then Nightmare on Elm Street was another one that I was able to catch and rent it, and like I had 3 days to rent it, and I was in his house every day fucking trying to finish that game. Um,
yeah,
that was yeah, back in the day. Like I miss those days. Those days are like fun. Is the fact that you had to go and find it. Hopefully it's in. If it's not in, you gotta find something else. And a lot of times, a lot of the good shit wasn't in. So you make weird decisions about what you rent and shit, and you discover something off of it.
yeah.
So
It's like certain things that you never even knew existed and stuff.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I missed the
I like
rental part.
oh my god, I just miss like Blockbuster. I miss all that feel, man. And I feel like nowadays, like obviously streaming makes things a lot easier, but I feel like for like family purposes, like
Yeah.
having those stores
Yeah.
would bring families to go out, you know what I mean, and actually go and get something and
Shit,
do something together.
when I was working Blockbuster, I would tell my sister to bring my nieces to come over, or I'll come out while my day off. I'll save like 5 of my free rentals, and I'll just go there with my nieces and have them pick movies. They had the two candies, two popcorns, and candies, two sodas, and a popcorn for $5. And my discount was like $3, so I was like, "Yo, pick candy, pick whatever you want. Let's go." And we'll rent movies, we'll watch the movies and shit like that. It was a good time. Always a good time.
So like I'm not proud of this, but we used to go around. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I was a stupid kid. All right. In my early teenage years, I had me and my friends, we were dumb and we would sneak around and like steal change out of people's cars and stuff,
Yeah,
right? We're not proud of it, but we got a couple of Blockbuster cards out of the fucking thing and
there
went
you
into Blockbuster and rented games and never returned them. You know what I mean?
go.
So like when I mentioned Need for Speed, we ended up owning it at one point in
Yeah,
time because it was like one of those games that we ended up renting. Like I said, I'm not proud of it.
yeah,
We all done stupid things as kids, and we live and we learn. You know what I mean? But
yep.
I used to get a lot of free games, and I was never the kid with the console, so all my friends were the ones who took the
Okay.
fucking games home.
Last question. Did you ever rent one of the consoles they used to have in Blockbuster?
Rent a console?
Yeah, they used to be. You were
I
able to
never
rent the
even knew you
console.
can rent a console. Never even knew that.
Yes, you was able
Never.
to. Yeah,
Oh, you just taught me something. I'm
I
very
think
mad right
I
now.
think you were. I think they did it up to N64. Was the last one you were able to rent.
I never even knew that existed.
Yeah, so they used to come in like these. Yeah,
Wow.
so Blockbuster used to have definitely Blockbuster. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. Buster rent
That just irritated
a
me. I could have
console.
had every console, man.
I want to see if they actually had a picture of it. Yeah, so see, look N64. Yeah,
See,
you
the,
could.
the one thing I used to do that a lot of people didn't realize you could do with Blockbuster is I used to go and special order movie posters.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I was obsessed with doing that.
yeah. Let me send you a picture. I'm sending on Facebook because it's easier.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my phone's right in my hand, so.
That's how it should look. And they were in locked suitcase cases, and they had a rack of them, and you were able to rent the system out. I think it was like $20 for a week, $20-$30 a week.
Oh man, I'm so mad right now because yo, bro, if I want these cases, I would store all my systems in that shit.
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah,
I'm so upset right now.
yeah.
I was shafted as a kid, man. I'm so upset.
Yeah, man.
But like in
Yeah,
my neighborhood, like everybody had consoles and
yeah,
had all stuff like that, so nobody ever talked about it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So it probably wasn't. It was never on my radar.
I think I rented a Saturn because I never had one, and then I ended up getting a Saturn. And then I rented because I never had it. I never, as a kid, had a Super Nintendo. I was always Sega Genesis, so I never had the actual Super Nintendo. So whenever I used to rent the Super Nintendo, Mega Man X2, I used to always rent, and Saturday Night Slam Masters. Those are the two games I probably rented the most, and then I rented the Super Nintendo to play them.
I mean, I didn't have any of that stuff. I lie. I had a Nintendo when it first like
Yeah,
in like 1989,
yeah,
90,
yeah,
but it wasn't mine. It was my stepfather's. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And my punishment all the time, because I don't know if the world would believe this or not, but I was punished a lot as a kid.
Yeah, no,
And well, look at me now. Um, Nothing's changed. I should still be punished.
yeah,
Um, but he ended up taking that with him, like through like the divorce and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So it's like it was never mine,
Yeah.
but I got to play it,
There you go.
And yeah. So and then after that, like I just had to play everybody else's. Like my cousins had the Sega Genesis, the 32-bit one. They my boy Doug, rest in peace to him. He had the Super Nintendo, and like my mom's friend who used to babysit me, she had the PlayStation,
Yeah,
and like and my grandmother Helen, rest in peace to her. She had a Nintendo, so when I would be babysitted by her, I would play that, and that's where I
yeah.
would play Mike Tyson, and I would play like games like that. So like I didn't have a console until N64 came out,
Okay.
and now being a 37-year-old child, I own almost every single console ever made.
There you go.
You know what I
Adult
mean?
money.
And, well, it's a healthy addiction.
There you
You know
go.
what
All
I
right.
mean?
Do we want to do a challenge this week?
Um, yeah, I'm down.
All right.
If we got a time frame and we do it like cohesively together,
Yes.
don't have to do it at the same time, but play the same game.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
All
And I
right.
do have a suggestion.
Okay.
Alan Wake.
I was about to say that one. So we both do Alan Wake. So you
I'm
gotta get
I'm
the
down 100%.
yeah, download the remastered one. I
Would
sent
I
you
be
the
able to
link
get
of
it on
it.
my PS4?
Yeah, it's a
Right?
PS4 game. It's technically a PS4 game.
Okay. 'Cause then it'll give me a reason to hook up my PS4,
Yeah,
and I can stop watching Seinfeld
yeah,
in my spare time.
yeah. It's on there.
All right, yo,
All right.
I'm down for
Alan
that.
Wake.
You know what I mean? Like 2, 3 months to do
So
it.
November,
Well, 2, 3 casts. Yeah, November. November
November.
to get it done. You'll definitely get it done faster
Yeah.
than me.
So let's try to
But you're
go.
also playing other
Let's
things.
try to go to Gamer Rage of November record, and we'll talk. So next podcast we'll give our
Exclusive.
update of it, and then if we like it, we finish it, go to part two.
Yeah, and part two will be coming out around that time,
There you
and
go.
it'll be hot and heavy, and then we can do we can dive down into full video game reviews.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
All right.
And then in the meantime, if you want a filler, we can always go back and beat the games that we didn't finish.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Go
Because I'm sitting here looking at my Sega Genesis, and
ahead.
what's sitting in there right now is Spider-Man versus the X-Men.
Yeah.
And you know how much I hated that shit.
Oh man, I remember.
But it's just staring at me in the face right now, like, play me.
I should have just let Dave buy it because Dave was asking me about that one. I'm like, nah, you wouldn't want to. I should have just let him
You
buy
should have
that
let him.
shit. Yeah.
Learn the hard way, buddy.
All right. This is a shoot the shit gamer rage cast. We're back and we're gonna get things back rolling. So our challenge is gonna be Alan Wake for the both of us. We will come back November, well, for two casts from now, and we'll probably give you an update next cast. But we have two casts to finish it up and actually talk about it. We will give our review and all. We'll do a review 1 to 5. 5 being the best, 1 being the worst, and we'll talk about the game and what we felt about it. So we actually will do some game reviews off of it too. So there you go, challenge game review. There you go.
Yeah, I'm with it, man. That was a good idea.
All right. So we will wrap this up. This is the Gamer Rage podcast. Thank you for listening. We just shoot the shit today. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Twitch, and TikTok. Also on that damn Threads. I'm on there, I guess. So follow that, I guess. Shout outs to Red Cycle Inc. and Louis Beans, our producer of making our podcast all pretty. He followed Red Cycle Inc. on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and also WordPress. They have a WordPress. Check it out. Check out his YouTube videos. He actually has a lot of gameplay YouTube videos for Monster Hunter, a bunch of a bunch of RPG games and things like that. He does a lot of good game content. So if you actually want to see how some combos are done and things like that, check out his videos. And follow Tenacious D.
Yeah, you can follow me, Tenacious T, under my handle of the Popcorny Podcast on the Real Tatsuka Wop on Instagram, and also go and check out the Popcorny Podcast, which the Merc of the Mic is an avid person involved in it. You can find that podcast out. It's all all around pop culture podcast. It's on Spotify. Go and check that out. Go and check out the Popcorny 1975 Instagram page. Also check out the Popcorny 1975 TikTok page with Sriracha, my boy Jeremy. He's killing it on that. And also go and check out our co-host of the Popcorny podcast TikTok, Straw Hat Ties TikTok page of Tyler Los. Does a lot of anime TikTok stuff. If you're into that stuff, go and check that out. Always just shouts out to Game On, a retro video game store based out on Long Island, 3 separate locations, one in Smithtown, one in Patchogue, one in Miller Place, satisfying all your retro video game needs. Also, go and check out the Game On Retro Video Game Arcade located in Smith Haven Mall in Lake Grove. Shouts out to Time Warp, shouts out to Retro Relics, Prestige Comics. Also, go and check out all of our other casts of Oscar Shock, the Morphin Cast, Not a Trekkie. Go and check out It Gets Better, I Swear, their weekly podcast, and also the Wrestling Babble, which I can't understand how much wrestling a person can watch in a week, but that's on you guys. You know what I mean? Like, because you guys is in it.
I watch a lot.
Oh, you definitely do.
About 14
if you're not
hours.
watching things for the cast,
yeah.
If you're not watching things for our cast, you're watching fucking
or both,
wrestling.
or watching both at the same time.
he's got his phone in his hand and his tablet in front of him.
Yeah.
And,
it's a lot. It is a lot. I love it, but it's a lot.
I appreciate everybody who has tuned in throughout these years, and you know what I mean. Let's keep this moving. You know.
All right. Peace out, laters, and always remember, follow the Jinkies.
Fuck Zordon.
Fuck Zordon.
Fuck Zordon.
Yeah. Fuck GTA 1.
If you guys watch Power Rangers from the fucking beginning, you'll like what fucking what's his face from Space did. He killed fucking Zordon. All right.
Yes. And fuck GTA 1.
Yeah, yo, thank you, man. Yo, that pissed me off so much, man. I know you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. Especially going from three back to 1, it's you can't do that.
It's a buzz kill like a motherfucker, man.
Especially if you have expectations of something. So yes.
Exactly. I was like, this game's gonna be dope. And it was like, womp womp. Flatline from the beginning.